Welcome to BrosKnow's Entertainment from Middle Earth. I am one half of your host, Eric.
I'm Gavin. How is everyone? Happy Guy Fawkes. Don't kill yourself. Not until you watch the show.
And watch out for your pets as well. Okay, so let's rip straight into our show. On our show today, we have our movie news. Gavin, as usual, will be taking us through that. We've got Ask a Bro, another one of our favourite sections where we ask ourselves a question that you may want to know the answer to or not. Then we've got Crap I Bought on Trade Me. Once again, we've had a pretty good response, but just be aware that because of the short turnaround between videos, we're going to keep the competition going a little bit longer, and that is why we're not going to be able to say who the winner is today. But we will be able to show it, so I'm going to keep it going a couple of days longer so that I can show you on screen who that winner is. And then the finale.
Ooh,
Clash of the Geeks.
this is the final, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the final one. Gavin's going to talk about that a little bit later on about what we're going to do with the format of Clash of the Geeks. Now, last week I said Gavin might have had a small lead. He does. He has a 1-point lead at the moment. Ooh, so it's pretty close.
Actually thought I was behind.
Yeah, slip up from me last week. I didn't do very well. Gavin did very well. Gavin, let's rip into it. Movie news.
Sweet. So, director Josh Trank may be making a comeback. He has just named his new project, Fonzo, which is based on the infamous mobster Al Capone. The movie will be set later in his life as he is suffering from dementia and in prison in Alcatraz. Tom Hardy has signed to play the titular character. Fonzo will be the first film for Trank since his disastrous effort with the Fantastic Four remake in 2015, and scathing comments trashing the film and Fox Studios, which seemed to derail his career after a very promising start with the spectacular 2012 film Chronicle, which was one of my favourites actually. I had really gone off the found footage films, but that one was really good.
That one was very interesting. Well done too. Well done.
So second item, New Image and Millennium Films have announced a reboot of the 1982 film First Blood. It's the Rambo from the Rambo franchise. Ariel Roman of Criminal and the Iceman fame will be directing the film. The film will be called Rambo New Blood. Sylvester Stallone will not be returning to the franchise. Instead, the studio will be casting a younger actor in the role. Stallone had previously been attached to a fifth installment of his version of Rambo, called Rambo Last Blood. However, this is reportedly no longer in development.
I think for good reason too.
I actually didn't mind the last Rambo movie. It was interesting, but yeah, I think it's enough. New Blood, and the First Blood story is actually a really interesting story, so it's a good one to retell.
Yeah.
Disney Studios have announced their earnings so far for 2016. As of the 3rd of November this year, Disney has made a whopping $5.84 billion.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. Not far off their 2015 total of $5.85 billion. Disney's massive profit has come from through a number of mega hits released this year, which include now 3 of the top 10s, which is Finding Dory at number 1, Captain America Civil War is number 2, and The Jungle Book at number 3. They also released Zootopia this year, which was at number 6 in the top 10.
Finding Dory is number 1 so far this year.
Number 1, yeah, this year.
Oh yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen.
Yeah,
I thought that was just in America.
No, oh well. It could be. I'm pretty sure it's worldwide.
Okay.
The all-time box office record in a year is currently held by Universal at $6.1 billion, which they said in 2015. However, with still, and I say Doctor Strange is still to come out because it is just being released in America this week. So still Doctor Strange, the Pixar movie Moana, and of course Rogue One, the Star Wars standalone film, still to be released this year. Disney is surely going to smash that record.
Gee,
easily.
So this is worldwide, isn't it?
This is worldwide, yeah.
Well, boy, they could be going for $7 billion easy.
More.
Yeah, $8 billion. Oh gosh. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a lot of money.
I really can't see Strange making too much change out of $1 billion. Rogue One's gonna make $1 billion. Moana at least 500 million.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's and our last one. DC Films has just released the first trailer for Wonder Woman, which stars Gal Gadot and is directed by Patty Jenkins. We got it here. It's pretty good. We've watched it already. Let's have a look. See what everyone thinks.
I used to want to save the world. This beautiful place. But the closer you get, the more you see the great darkness within. I learned this the hard way a long, long time ago.
What is your mission?
To stop the war.
What war?
The war to end all wars. Weapons far deadlier than you can ever imagine.
The war can be ours.
Wherever you are in more danger than you think.
I cannot stand by while innocent lives are lost. Be careful, Diana.
Who is this woman?
She's my secretary, sir. She's a very good secretary.
It is our sacred duty to defend the world, and it's what I'm going to do. Possibly fight in this.
Fight? We use our principles, although I am not opposed to engaging in a bit of fisticuffs should the occasion arise.
I got to tell you, the movie looks pretty good.
It does, eh?
It certainly looks worth watchable. Look, I've had no problem. We'll finish. Can we talk about this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. We always talk about two things. Look, I was very impressed with that trailer. I like the look of the movie. The style that DC are building up, I enjoyed the style that was in Man of Steel. I love the style in Batman v Superman. Apart from the story was a bit,
holes, yeah, but the atmosphere it creates is
it's
cool.
And
It's
certainly
unique.
the visuals in this movie are making it look really good. And you know, once again, we haven't had a superhero woman movie, so this is going to be something different.
Yeah, it's about time, and this is the perfect first female heroine to bring to
I mean,
the picture.
seriously, even with the theatrical cut of Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman was one of the most badass parts about that movie anyway. So yeah, it looks worth a watch, a couple of watches at least.
Certainly in my top 10 for next year, and there's some great movies coming out next year.
There's some good ones. Yeah, we're really treated next year.
It was Justice League. This one is
Is Justice League coming out next year?
next year. Yeah.
Is it coming out at the end? Oh no, this is coming out
It's
before.
June.
This is,
No, yeah, I think this. Oh, gee, now I can't remember. I have to check that out. I'm pretty sure this one's first, and then Justice League is like August or something.
yeah,
like that.
yeah, that's right. All right, so DC coming back a little bit after their bit of a misstep with Batman v Superman, the theatrical cut. Unfortunately, not everyone got to see the ultimate cut, which was a fast
You need the Blu-ray for that.
Yeah. And what did you want to talk about, though?
She's got to talk about Disney, I guess.
Oh my god.
They are killing it. They got Pixar, they got Lucasfilms, they got Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's just
They've got their own Disney studios.
they got their own Disney studios.
Yeah, which is Zootopia, which is the other $1 billion movie this year.
Yeah, well, and Jungle Book.
Did it actually make $1 billion? Because it was just under last time I looked.
It's number 3. It's Zootopia is number 6. I better check that just to make sure that
I think that you
not
must be talking about domestic, because
Yeah,
the top movies were like 1.1 billion was Captain America, and last time I looked, Dory was about just over $1 billion, and Zootopia Zootopia just cracked $1 billion. Anyway, Gavin's not wrong. Disney, they've taken pretty good products and they've really made them better. They aren't worried about giving people money.
Yeah, it is. It's worldwide.
Yeah.
Domestic, yeah.
Domestic. So they aren't worried about giving film companies money and just investing the crap out of it, because LucasArts, let's face it, Lucas wasn't really doing much with his franchise.
Nah, yeah.
It was just sort of, but now they've got so many origin stories coming out. We've got Rogue One, of course. We've got the unnamed Han Solo movie.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that one, but I wasn't so sure about Rogue One, to be honest.
Until you saw the trailer, right?
Yeah,
The trailer was pretty badass. But, I mean, these guys, they just know how to do it.
Yeah.
But I think
really good.
what is so impressive is their animation studio, Zootopia, an original idea, and they just killed it with it. It's a really, really funny movie. Really, really well done.
Well, John Lasseter's back in charge over there, isn't he?
Lasseter was in charge of Disney Studios. Did he go back to Pixar?
I thought he went
Because
was it Brad Bird who's gone over there? Anyway, so whoever was over at Pixar went back to Disney.
Okay,
From last I remember.
Yeah, Lasseter did go from Pixar to Disney Studios, and he was helping out with that, and that's how we got those really good movies.
Yeah.
But yes, they just know how to do it.
Yeah.
Which is great, because we're getting some really fantastic entertainment from Disney once again, and it's not all sort of kid-old based, kids movies. They've got some really adulty type stuff now.
Yeah, they're getting a bit raunchier as time goes on, but it's still fairly PG.
It is fairly PG.
Yep, so cool.
Weekly box office, US domestic.
So in the US, number 1 for the week was a Boo again. That's Tyler Perry's movie, A Medea Halloween. That came in at 17,220,000.
It's holding up well.
Yeah. Inferno was number 2, 14,860,000. Jack Reacher Never Go Back was 9,640,000. The Accountant at number 4, 8,481,000. And Ouija Origin of Evil, which is a prequel, 7,110,000.
Inferno, that's the first week released in the US, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not really a great surprise if you've been watching those movies. They've sort of been going down.
They've been getting performing worse.
Yeah, I don't mind them, but it's not something I can't wait for the third one of that to come out. I can't see.
And also the Medea film that's probably benefiting from
Halloween sure,
might drop off next week.
Yeah, but like I said last week, he's got a pretty loyal following, and they tend to make money because they don't cost much as well.
Exactly.
So, now you might have seen something missing from the American box office. It's because Doctor Strange is released this week as opposed to last week. So, at the New Zealand box office, no surprise, Doctor Strange with a whopping $1,014,000. Now, that's the 5th biggest opening this year, just behind Finding Dory. Jack Reacher Way back down there at 229,135. Girl on the Train, 132,164. Now this is another Bollywood movie that I hadn't heard of, and I really can't pronounce it. Idol High Machine.
Idol?
Yeah, something like that.
Idol. Well,
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys.
Again, it proves that the Indian community, when there's a movie coming out that they want to see, they'll go out in droves and watch it. So that came in at 112,463, and coming out number 5th again, just above, just like last week's one, the Diaries one.
Yeah.
That movie. Anyway, it was
Bridget Jones. Bridget Jones' Baby.
Bridget Jones' Baby. It was just $2,000 behind this one from 4th to 5th. It's the same $2,000, so it just pipped it out of the first spot. So there, it was at $72,910.
That's interesting because if my memory serves me right, that might be almost the same total as the other Bollywood movie that appeared in our countdown.
It's pretty close, yeah.
Sort of some 10 weeks ago.
Yeah.
There was this movie that sort of popped in, and it was around about $112,000. So pretty much the same people went to go see it, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Hadn't heard of it, hadn't seen it coming up, and
it just sort of
I was looking at the box office. I was like, what is this? All right. So that's box office.
All right, out this week.
So there's a couple of good ones coming out this week. We got The Accountant. That's the Ben Affleck movie where now he's like a mass savant. He acts as an accountant for less than savoury people, and people are after him. Blah blah blah, and he has to go and kill off people and do all this.
That is interesting because an accountant is definitely one of the less exciting jobs there is. So what he does after hours is sort of a bit more than your average accountant might do.
Yeah. It's doing very well.
It looks pretty good. I have seen the trailer for it.
Yeah.
That might be worth a watch. I might go see that.
The other one that's making a lot of news is Hacksaw Ridge. Now, this is starring Andrew Garfield, our previous Spider-Man. This is based on a true story. And basically it's about him and how he won the Congressional Medal of Honor. Now he's a pacifist, no violence, no killing, but he wanted to go and serve because people were dying in World War II, and he wanted to contribute in some way, but he wouldn't carry a gun, he wouldn't kill. So he ended up...
It might be hard in war.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept there. But what actually happened was that he ended up saving all these guys, and that's how he won the Congressional
Without a gun?
Without a gun. Yeah, so it's a really interesting story, getting a lot of Oscar buzz. And one thing that sort of, it hasn't been advertised is that this is directed by Mel Gibson.
Of course, Mel Gibson did direct this. I was wondering why this looked familiar.
Now,
you don't see it on the poster either. Oh, wait, you do.
Yeah, but very small.
The Passion of the Christ.
Yeah.
And that's your only link to it.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't say his name. Now, Mel Gibson, obviously, he's not the flavour, of a few years lately.
Flavour of the decade, pretty much.
Yeah, that's right. And but whether you like him or not, he is a magnificent filmmaker.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is, in terms of how this movie will do, is will people say, well, I'm not going to watch that because, this racist guy is directed it. Or can you put that aside and say, well, I don't believe in his politics, but he makes a great movie, Braveheart, movies like that, just magnificent.
It's really an interesting story with Mel Gibson, because he was one of the most beloved people in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And then he goes on these racist tirades, and then he's basically been ostracized for years now. But, I mean, you could see his movie-making quality if you saw some extra bits he filmed for his Lethal Weapon movies.
Yeah.
Some of the funniest scenes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
It's hilarious.
That's where he sort of started under the wing of. I've forgotten his name anyway. Yeah, that's where he got his, started his trade, and yeah.
Certainly, he does have talent. It's undeniable.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're up to Ask a Bro.
Okay. Yep.
And what is our question this week, Kevin?
So, just in regard to the story with Josh Trank there, I was really pleased to see him back in the fold and getting a movie, and what looks like a very good movie, certainly with a very, top-class actor.
Yeah.
So, which director would you like to see make a comeback? Or maybe a director that, hasn't really been noticed yet, you would like to see get noticed or get something more?
Well, that is an interesting question. I'm totally unprepared for this. You know who I really enjoyed, but then sort of started going through the motions with his movies?
Mm-hmm.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
He had some fantastic movies, and even though some people didn't like his second movie, which was Unbreakable,
Oh, that was a great movie.
that was a good movie.
Richard Donner was the director, I think.
Yeah, Donner, of course, director of Superman and Superman 2, the better version. Anywho, and he's, because he basically made a whole lot of movies that tried to capture the same idea that Sixth Sense had, his movies became quite bad.
They were ridiculous. I can't even remember. What was it called?
The Lady in the Water,
Oh, yeah, my
and
God.
The Village.
Yeah.
Well, that was pretty average.
And then there's the last one.
Signs.
I
No,
didn't
there
mind
was-
Signs.
Yeah,
I didn't
because
mind
he definitely started off great.
Yeah.
Sixth Sense, and he's never ever going to be able to beat that. But then people just knew his trick, and then he sort of went.
I mean, I thought Unbreakable was
The
a
one
really
with
good movie. It was
Mark
really
Wahlberg.
interesting
What was
take.
that one?
Yeah. Oh God, I can't even.
I can't
what's
remember
going on.
because
I'm sure I
it
wanna
was
think
so
about it,
forgettable.
frankly.
It was just a ridiculous story.
Yeah.
It was just really.
The trees are going to get you. God.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, him like Mel Gibson there, when he did After Earth, that movie.
Who did After Earth?
Shyamalan did After Earth.
Who?
Shyamalan did After Earth.
Oh gosh, that was such a
Shyamalan.
bad movie.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but they didn't even have his name on there.
Yeah, but then I don't know whether that was a bad movie or whether it was just a really bad casting with Will Smith's son.
I don't think it helped.
He is not a very likable character. Will Smith has all the charisma you could want in any actor, but his son is just not a good actor, and he's not very likable,
Yeah.
in my opinion. He's just a whiny brat, it seemed like, in After Earth.
Yeah.
I didn't mind him in Karate Kid, even though it wasn't really karate. I mean, they were learning Chinese kung fu, so wrong. But never mind about that.
Yeah, it's yeah. There were some things that were okay about it, but anyway,
But, I mean,
he's making a comeback though. I mean, The Visit was really good, and he's got one coming out.
That was a
It's
pretty
getting
good movie.
buzz.
But I mean, the other movie that he really did so badly with was Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a really good cartoon, but God, what a crappy movie! And unfortunately, it did have a New Zealand actor in it, but we won't blame you. We'll blame the director.
Oh, that's it. The Happening
Yeah.
was that bloody movie. Look, the person I'd like to see make a comeback. Well, not that he's really gone away, but he started with such a bang, and then he sort of faded away. Is a director that you may or may not have heard of, John Landis.
John Landis. Of course I've heard of John Landis.
No, not you. I'm not talking about these guys here.
Oh, sorry.
So if you don't know who John Landis is he directed movies like American Werewolf in London, The Blues Brothers, Trading Places, Animal House.
Yeah. Did he do that?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he directed that.
I actually thought it was Ivan Reitman, but
I think he wrote it.
oh man.
So these are, and this is all prior to sort of like 1984. Now, if you don't know the story, what happened in 1984, he was a part of a group of directors who did the Twilight Zone movie. And there was an accident leading to
The death of Vic Morrow.
Yeah. And his career after that, because he got found guilty of negligence, and his career sort of just went haywire after that, and he never really reached those limits after that. There was a couple of goodish movies, I think movies that are more guilty pleasure rather than the quality of an American Werewolf in London and the Blues Brothers.
What's an example of something that we might know?
After that, sort of in the later 80s, he did movies like Three Amigos, he did Coming to America.
That was alright.
Yeah. I didn't mind. I liked Three Amigos, but that's more like a guilty pleasure rather than a great movie.
Coming to America had a really hilarious crossover with Trading Places.
Yeah, it does.
Which is really a really great tip of the hat to his previous movie.
Now, the last movie he directed was in 2010. That was a movie called Burke and Hare, and that starred Andy Serkis and what's his name? Scotty. You know, Scotty.
Oh, Anton Yelchin.
No.
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking of Chekhov.
Yeah.
Sorry. God, what's his name? Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg. Yeah, and that was quite a good movie as a black comedy. That was a good movie, but it's really been few and far in between. Now, not to say that John Landis has been out of the limelight. He's been doing a lot of writing, a lot of producing, and that kind of things. But I would love to see him do another Blues Brothers or another American Werewolf in London or something like that. That's been worthy of a guy who was who, you know, by everyone's standards, he was on par with a person like Spielberg in the day.
He was back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, people would talk about the great directors of that era, and they would be Spielberg, Landis. In fact, if you look at the Twilight movie from the 1980s, those were the greatest directors of the
at
era.
the time. Yeah.
So, I mean, it really is a sort of tip of the hat to all the greatness. You know who, now that you mention that, who is also in the same vein?
Yeah.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah, that's right. He hasn't had a lot lately.
No, I mean, he did Godfather, and he could never, ever get anything that great again.
Yeah.
Now, I bet you if Gavin looks up his career, he's got the Godfather, obviously 1, 2, and 3. But then he just started directing all these really weird movies because he had, I don't know whether he just had, he couldn't beat his Godfather series.
Well, I mean, it wasn't only the Godfather. He did Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now. I mean, he did that. Did he do that before or during?
Between, I think.
Yeah. I mean, certainly that is another fantastic movie. But then he really directed some rather strange movies because his ones are character driven, really intense action, and then after that he sort of directed a whole lot of unknown movies.
Yeah, there's a number of movies. So from 2007 to 2015, you got Youth Without Youth, Tetro, Twixt, Distant Vision. I haven't heard of any of these movies.
No.
I think
Jack?
I think I know Youth Without Youth. Oh, Jack.
You see, Jack is one that I've heard of, but that's a different, because it was a comedy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that was the Robin Williams comedy. So I think that was the one where he was growing up. He was growing faster than he was. He was aging faster than his actual age.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, the probably most noted movie, and it wasn't a great movie, would have been Bram Stoker's Dracula, but that was back in the 90s. So you really haven't heard much from him.
Yeah, so I mean, we're talking about a really fantastic director who just couldn't seem to get another great movie. I mean, we've had directors like Zemeckis who just keep on pumping out these really fantastic movies over and over again. Spielberg has had a bit of a lull, but he always seems to pop up with a great movie once in a while.
Yeah. And even his sort of not great movies aren't bad.
Yeah. And they do okay at the box office as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's it. Oh, just the one thing. If you don't know who we're talking about in terms of John Landis, you'll probably best know him as the guy who directed Thriller, the Michael Jackson video.
Michael Jackson was so impressed with his American Werewolf in London that he got John Landis to direct him in Thriller.
Yeah.
So American Werewolf in London. Funny, the actor in American Werewolf in London was at this year's Auckland Armageddon.
Really?
Yeah. He was one of the pictures there that you saw in my montage.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, small world.
Cool. Hey.
Look, if you think there was a director that you'd really like to see make a half-decent movie and make a bit of a comeback, leave it in our comments below.
Yeah, I'd like to see Lee Tamahori even make another sort of movie on par with Once We're Warriors. Cause,
that's right, Lee Tamahori. He did do a movie recently.
yeah, he's getting work, and they're not too bad. I mean, the best one I've seen from him lately was a few years back called The Devil's Double, which is a really good movie. You should watch that.
He did a New Zealand movie this year, the one with Te Wera Morrison.
Yeah, Mahana.
Yeah, Mahana, and that actually was a pretty good movie. I did enjoy it, but it's the subject matter is quite hard to watch. But if you have seen the movie, then you know what I'm talking about. It's a subject that people don't really talk about, but it did certainly happen back in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah, but I mean, those are good movies, and those are movies he tells really, really well.
He does do that.
When I say I wanted to see him get a good movie, I don't mean I want to see him get a big blockbuster. I wanted to tell really, really good stories, like he can tell. And I actually haven't seen that, so I better go and watch it.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on. Crap, I brought on Train Me.
Yeah.
Once again, we are going to keep the competition going a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But you're not going to see this video until the competition is closed. So, the answer for our question this week is...
Yeah, so the answer was Atlanta. That is the movie that Donald Glover is currently involved with. Very funny. Check it out.
He's a natural comedian, and certainly he's got some serious bits, but it's definitely got some funny bits.
Yeah. It's a good watch.
Yeah.
Now, as you said, we are not going to draw it right now, but through the power of television, here is your winner.
The winner is...
And that's their prize. Woo-hee.
Yeah, remember...
So congrats to you.
If you did not put down a number, then we have given a random prize. The prize was...
Yeah, so we'll just randomly pick a number for you. Eric will, because he doesn't know what order they are.
Yeah. Okay.
Excellent. And the question for this week is, name 2 DC movies out in 2017. We may have mentioned that.
Gavin may have mentioned that, yeah. All you would need to do is rewind this video, or as I said before, you could probably just type it in Google and
DC movies 2017 and you get that one. Now, just a DC movie, so it doesn't necessarily have to be in the DC cinematic universe. If it's a movie, it's coming out. Then
could be a cartoon too.
Yeah, there's a number of these. Usually at least 2 DC animated movies that come out.
Certainly, yeah.
Usually like one Lego movie. Well, actually, I know there's one Lego movie coming out.
Oh, okay. There you go. Right. Oh, is it that time already?
Yeah. That's the one.
The Geeks. Gavin currently has a 1-point lead. This I know because I looked at last week's video. So, the current score is 20 points to 19. Scores have shown up there. And we will ask the questions as we go. Now, I think I should answer the questions first, So it will give Gavin a target to go. If Gavin gets 10 out of 10, then it's wasted time even answering the question. So, is that fair enough?
Yep. Okay.
I'll answer the questions first.
I'm reading.
I'll give Gavin a target, and then we'll see how we go from there.
Okay. Yeah. So you have chosen your answers. First question. What was
I chose the
your
questions.
question, sir?
Yeah.
What was the title of the 1999 internet romantic comedy movie starring Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan?
You've got mail.
Correct. Based on an ancient legend, what was Disney's 2001 cartoon movie?
An ancient legend.
2001 cartoon movie.
I will need a multi-choice of that.
Was it A. Hercules, B. El Dorado, C. Sword in the Stone, D. Atlantis the Lost Empire?
Atlantis, the Lost Empire.
Correct. Yes. 5. In the 1951 movie The African Queen, who or what was the African
It
Queen?
was a boat.
Correct. In Casino, what is the name of the casino that Sam Rothenstein runs?
Ooh, gee. I've not seen this movie, funny enough. So I'll have to go multi-choice and just have a guess.
Was it A, the Pink Flamingo, B, the Sands, C, the Tangiers, D, Caesar's Palace?
I guess the Sands.
It is the Tangiers was
Did not know that.
the thing. In Back to the Future, what speed does the DeLorean have to reach to
88
activate?
miles per hour.
Oh, and it actually gave a multiple choice on the question.
Seriously?
Yeah, I know, really, yeah.
Gosh, okay. Well, that wasn't too bad. I did miss out on one question, but I got 7. So Gavin needs 6 to tie, 7 to win. Let's see how Gavin goes. I'll just turn my screen around. Oh. Rightio, Gavin. Okay. Which TV detective starred as the Scrounger in the 1963 The Great Escape?
TV detective.
Starred as the Scrounger in the 1963 movie The Great Escape.
Oh yeah. Okay, that was I just got to remember his name.
4, 3.
Multiple choice.
Okay, was it Telly Savalas? Was it B, Peter Falk? Was it C, James Coburn? Was it D, James Garner?
James Garner.
James Garner, correct. Which comic duo met Frankenstein, the Keystone Cops, and the Invisible Man in their movies?
Comedy duo.
Yep. Comic duo met Frankenstein, the Keystone Cops, and the Invisible Man in their movies. 4, 3, 2.
I better go multiple choice.
Okay, was it Laurel and Hardy? Was it Abbott and Costello? Was it Bob Hope and Dean Martin? Was it Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor?
Who were the 3 people again?
The 4 groups were
No. The who did?
Oh,
the
sorry.
Invisible
It was Frankenstein, the Keystone Cops, and the Invisible Man in their movies.
Jeez, not sure about that. Laurel and Hardy.
Unfortunately, it was Abbott and Costello. Who directed the movie Moulin Rouge?
Oh, Baz Luhrmann.
Very good. Back on track. In the Christmas classic movie Home Alone, what did Buzz keep as a pet?
Tarantula.
Well done. Now, no pressure. If Gavin gets this one right, then he is the champion for the second time in a row. If he gets the multiple choice, then it's a tie break. Final question. In the 1985 comedy Weird Science, the boys create the perfect woman during the making ritual. What do the boys wear on their heads?
They wear bras.
Ooh, well done.
Yeah!
That was 2 points.
Woohoo!
So close. You did. You really pulled it out of the fire with the last 3 questions getting 2s. Worthy champion, I think. You didn't beat your last score though, but certainly 27 is a winning score.
Yeah, Albert and Costello. I was going to say that show. One of them, is it? And then so
I actually thought because the Keystone Cops Keystone Cops were silent movie era type things.
Yeah,
so
that's why I changed it.
that's why I was thinking to myself, man, it really does sound like Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't actually give the question, but I did give that tricky answer.
Yeah.
Anywho, well done, Gavin.
Yeah, so no, that was good. So we did a series of 3. There was 2-1, close games, and that's
No, not the second one. I really got thrashed in that one. But the first and the third games were very, very close.
Yeah.
Gavin gets to keep his trophy,
yeah.
but of course it is sitting up there upon my mantelpiece. And you were going to talk about changing the format.
Yeah, just change it a little bit. There'll be maybe a couple of videos involved in questions for the next one. And we'll probably start another set of 3. So it'll go 4 weeks, winner, 4 weeks, winner, 4 weeks, winner. So best out of 3 series.
But when is this going to happen? Because I know that we'll
Probably, yeah, because we're running out of time. Probably won't start till we come back and after Christmas, maybe the second week of January, something like that.
Right. Also, we've got a Christmas family camp there that we usually go away on, so we're probably going to provide some footage from that.
Yeah, we'll be filming from there, doing a game show version of our...
We'll be getting our family involved. I don't
Rose,
think they don't know yet. Well, they might know once they watch this video. If they watch this video. If no one knows, that means that they aren't watching this video, Gavin.
Yeah,
Gosh.
we do that anyway. It's always a lot of fun, so it'll be good to get it on camera. And you will see me steadily getting drunker and drunker over the night. It should be good.
Yeah, that's something to look forward to.
Yep. So that's us.
Well, I thought that I was going to be salty about that victory for Gavin, but no, it was very well done. He really pulled it out the fire. Worthy champion. Okay, last words, Gavin.
Hey, just thank you everyone for commenting and doing these things. It was really good to give away those prizes last week. Want to give away more stuff this week and next week, and as long as you keep on watching and making comments, that's great. Please subscribe and like if you're inclined to do so, and we will see you next time.
Look, as you guys all know, Gavin actually has some pretty good crap. So if you want to take away that crap, leave a comment below.
Oh, it's not
and
too
answer
bad.
that question. It's not really crap.
The camera looked pretty good, but really it's your phone's probably a bit better than that.
Hey, give it to the kids.
Yeah, give it
They
to
won't
the
know
kids.
difference.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
Christmas thing.
Good Christmas present. Well, that's it. Peace.
See you later.